Guys, so a lot of y'all on TikTok were asking me about the rest of the stories on this crazy lady that I dealt with since December. And I have too many videos on TikTok to go back through all of them and figure out which ones are about her and which ones aren't, because I have too many crazy customers. So I figured I'll just make y'all a video on here and make it a hell of a lot easier on me. And then this way I can give y'all all the details. So let's just start spilling this tea. Hi, Ellie. So anyways, in December, this woman comes in, and it's the first time any of us are dealing with them. At this time in December, it was just me and my manager working at the store. There was nobody else. We had no one. So we were working crazy, ridiculous hours. So this woman comes in, and she goes, so I needed, my phone got shut off. She starts spilling all of her problems. So she's like, yeah, my phone got cut off. I just made a payment the other day, so I'm not sure why it got shut off. I paid my bill the other day. And I'm really in a hurry because I have to go do this, and this, and this, and this. And she listed off, literally everything she needed to go do. And then she was like, my son just got in a car accident last night. A drunk driver hit him, and he's in the hospital in critical condition. And she was like, I really need to go get this stuff done so I can go back and be with him at the hospital. So at this point, I'm feeling sorry for this woman. I feel really bad for her. I'm, apologizing. And, at this time, I wasn't, fully, trying to avoid Cricket customer service at all costs. So I immediately jumped on our chat to the max. I start instant messaging customer service. And I'm like, hey, this lady says she paid her bill last month. What's going on? I look at her account. It shows that she owes her full amount. I try to go in and find her phone number and see when the last payment was. And it says that a partial payment was made. I think. I'm not quite sure. You have to remember this was in December. So I'm trying to remember all of this. I don't think it actually showed that there was a partial payment or anything due at that point, because if she was late, it wouldn't have shown it. So, anyways, I'm messaging customer service, and they're like, yes, she was enrolled in a bridge payment. So a bridge payment is a split payment. It extends your bill for another 7 days. But per line, there's an extra $5 charge. So you pay for $10 of your bill plus a $5 charge. So she has 2 lines, $80 plan. So she paid $30. So she owes $60. But she's just like, I didn't sign up for this. I paid my entire payment. So my phone should be on and my bill should be good until next month. So customer service is just like, no, there's nothing we can do. She was enrolled in in bridge payment, blah, blah, blah. So then she starts blaming my manager. She says the other person that was in here, she did not give any details as to what this person looked like, nothing. She just says the other person that was in here, when I paid my bill, they must have done something. They must have enrolled me in that without letting me know. And she was like, I really wish I had the receipt, but I didn't ask for one. And so I try to pull it up, and sure enough, I finally find her in the system. I find her receipt, and it shows a bridge payment was made, but she's still claiming she didn't sign up for that. She made her entire payment. So I don't know. So finally, I'm with this woman for maybe 45 minutes to an hour. So finally, after me apologizing over and over again and being like, I'm so sorry, ma'am, I'm so sorry, she calls customer service. Okay. She calls customer service herself. And she's sitting there talking to him. And she's over-explaining everything. So you have to remember, and I'm not saying this to talk down on anyone or anything, if your first language is another language, and somebody's speaking you in your second language, you're not going to be able to understand things properly if you don't fully know that language. So Cricket customer service, none of them's first language is English. Like, I'm not being racist or stereotypical or anything, but you can even ask them, and I have before, because I'm curious as to what their first language is. 95% of them will tell you that their first language is something else. So they don't speak very good English. So she's over explaining this shit to someone that doesn't fully understand what they're saying, because I've even had people, when I call them, tell me, I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. Can you say that in another way so I can understand it? So she's over explaining, oh, I gotta be at this place, and my son was hit by a drunk driver last night, and I did this, and this, and I need to hurry up, and blah, blah, blah. So they're not, she takes 5 freaking minutes to get to the point and tell them what she needs. And then she's still going on about all of her problems. So I go, ma'am, I'm really sorry. I'm not trying to be rude, but unfortunately with them, you have to be short and get to the point and let them know what you need so they can help you faster. Because telling them all of your problems, they're not gonna care. And she's like, oh, well, I'm just trying to make sure that they understand that I need this done and what my issues are and, like, why I need this done so quickly and why I need help. And then maybe they'll feel sorry for me and get it fixed. So right then and there is when I realized. I texted my manager. And I was like, hey, did you enroll this person in a bridge payment? What was said between the two of you? What went on? And she goes, yeah, I enrolled someone in a bridge payment. She asked to be enrolled in a bridge payment. I explained the terms and conditions of a bridge payment. I explained what would be due on what date. So then I fully realized this woman is just looking to get out of most of her bill. Because if you don't pay your bridge payment, if you don't finish it by the due date, you then owe your entire bill. That money that you paid the week before is gone. It's just in Cricket's pocket now. You don't get that back. It does not go towards your bill. It's nothing. It's basically just you paid that for that week of service, and then after that you owe them the rest of that bill. And then it changes your due date on your bill. So then when at the end of that week, when your phone gets cut off the second time, that's when your bill is now due. Just further creating more problems. So finally, after complaining to customer service for hours, I think at this point I had been with her for about 2 hours, they finally get mad at her and hang up on her. This is back in December when Cricket customer service was having a major issue with customer service representatives just hanging up on people. I had it happen to me multiple times. And finally, they sent out a letter to everyone. If we're hanging up on customers, you're going to be fired. We're going to find out and we're going to fire you. So it's not fixed. So she gets hung up on. Finally, she's just like, I can't be here any longer. And she pays her entire bill. She just pays it and she leaves. But as she's leaving, she's continuing to tell me about how she needs to leave. And I'm just like, ma'am, you're good to go now. Your bill's good. Is your phone good? Do you need anything else? No? Okay, then you're free to leave. January, she comes back. She's like, yeah, I want to enroll in a bridge payment. You psycho! Oh my god. So she's like, yeah, I want to enroll in bridge payment. And I'm like, okay. I explained to her every freaking detail of the bridge payment. And she goes, yeah, that sounds good. So I'm just like, does it? Or are you going to be back in here in a week telling me that some other woman enrolled you in a bridge payment But you gonna be talking to me, and I'm gonna remember. And I'm gonna tell my manager, so if you come in and talk to her, that yes, indeed, you understood the terms and conditions of damn bridge payment. So I'm just like, okay, this is the second time it's happening. Whatever. Sure, cool. We got you. We're just gonna do it, and we're gonna hope this doesn't happen again. Week later, she comes in after I enroll this girl in bridge payment. Surprisingly, that one time when she came back for the second bridge payment, she did not tell me she was in a hurry. She did not complain, nothing. It was done and done. Nothing. No complaints, no nothing. So she comes back in a week later. I'm there. And she goes, yeah, my phone shut off, and I don't know why. I came in last week, and I enrolled in a bridge, I paid my bill, and now I don't understand why my phone is shut off. And I was like, ma'am, you came in a week ago, and you enrolled in a bridge payment, so you have to pay the rest of your bill. You have to pay the rest of it to get it to stay on. And she goes, I didn't enroll in a bridge payment. I was like, yes, ma'am. It was me that helped you, and I explained the terms and conditions of a bridge payment to you, and you asked to be signed up for a bridge payment. She calls customer service. She makes a complaint against me, in which my manager was just like, no, I got you, boo-boo. We're gonna let them know what this psycho was doing. They're gonna know that you ain't in trouble, because you ain't in trouble. So anyway, the lady calls customer service. In the middle of her talking to customer service, blah, 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 she leaves. I don't know how she paid her bill. I have no idea. I really don't care. I don't even know. Well, no, you can still call customer service from your Cricket phone, even if your phone's turned off. So yeah, she leaves. She doesn't come back. So now February, she comes back in. She does the same thing. I didn't sign her up for the bridge payment. At this point, we have a new, my coworker, who I've worked with at another Cricket store before. She knows her shit. She knows what she's doing. She knows Cricket's everything like the back of her hand, to the point that she's even sometimes teaching my manager stuff. She knows her stuff. So this woman comes in. This is this girl's first time meeting this crazy lady. And she signs her up for a bridge payment. She comes back a week later and does the same thing. I'm there. Ha! Ha! So she comes in and she's like, yeah, I was enrolled in a bridge payment. And so this is the other times that the woman came in. The first time I dealt with her, she told me about her son being in a car accident. Let's see, in January, I don't know fully if she brought it up, but then February, we're in February, when she comes for the second part of the bridge payment, she brought it up again. She says, my son was just in a car accident last night. I really need, he got hit by a drunk driver. I really need to hurry up and get to the hospital. I need all of this done, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, ma'am, this is now the third time you're coming in here doing this. Like, I'm starting to think that you're signing up for a bridge payment and trying to get out of your bill. And she was just like, how dare you? In this freaking time. Like, really? After all of the stuff that I'm going through right now, all of the heartbreak, my son could die, and you're telling me this? Really? This is just, the audacity. And she's freaking out on me. I'm in the store by myself, and I'm just like, stop yelling at me. I turn red and start uncontrollably shaking when people yell at me. And if it's a man yelling at me, I start crying. So I'm sitting there, face red as a frickin' tomato, shaking, She's yelling at me, even though she's way smaller than me. I'm just, like, shaking. I can't tell if I'm, like, furious or, like, freaked out. But she's yelling at me, and I'm like, ma'am, I'm gonna need you to stop yelling at me. And she starts apologizing. And I'm just like, at one point, I get so mad as I'm trying to help her that I just look at her and I go, ma'am, if you're sorry, then stop yelling at me. And she just goes, well, I don't understand why y'all keep doing this to me. And I was just like, sitting there thinking, if something keeps going wrong, if you fully believe that something keeps going wrong, go to another store. There's like, I think my TikTok followers actually looked it up while they were trying to find my store. I'm pretty sure that they said there's 57 Cricket stores in San Antonio alone. Not to mention all of the other little towns around San Antonio. So, you got all those others to choose from. Like, why not go to another? There's literally one, like, not even 10 miles away from us. Like, I know that might be far. Like, I know my store isn't as close to any others as, like, the others in San Antonio are. There's one on every freaking street corner. But if you're having this many issues, how about you go to another store? Maybe then your little plan will work somewhere else. But no, she didn't. So that time is when I just, like, I lost it. And I fully realized she's using this excuse of her son getting hit by a drunk driver again. And then I talked to my coworkers, my manager and my other coworker. And sure enough, every time that they had dealt with her, she said the same thing. Oh, my son got hit by a drunk driver last night. I need to hurry up and get to the hospital. So this time, and this is still the second payment of February, she pays the bill, and then immediately after, as she doesn't even leave the store yet. She calls her bank and tells them, yeah, I didn't approve this payment. I need you to refund me for it. So then she comes back a third time in February because her bank, gave her that money back. Well, of course, so then Cricket had to pay that back or whatever happened along those lines. Her phone was then not paid for. So she had to come back a third time and pay it again. So she claimed that somebody screwed with her account and got her phone cut off. But I was there. She was dealing with my manager. I walked out for my lunch break, heard what was going on, and I go, ma'am, no, you called your bank and told them you didn't approve that payment. So that's why your phone is shut off. So she gets pissed, just pays it and walks out. So then we come to March. So last month, I don't know what all happened. I don't know the full story. I don't know who dealt with her for the first part of the bridge payment. But she came in for the second part of her bridge payment. So now this is December, January, February, March that she's done bridge payments. And then failed to pay the rest of it by time it was due and her phone's cut off. And she's just wasting money. So she comes in and she's trying to pull the same stuff. But apparently she doesn't have a good enough memory to know that we're all three the same people that's been dealing with her this entire time. So she claims that a man, which very well could have been the assistant manager. Within the week that he worked there, it could have been him. He didn't know her. We didn't warn him about her. I'm pretty sure it might have been him. I mean, there was no other man there, so it had to have been him. He enrolled her in the bridge payment. She comes back in, pulling the same stuff, saying, oh, my son just got hit by a drunk driver last night. Ugh. So, it's me, my manager, or I had just gotten there at the end of it. It's my manager and my other coworker. And they're dealing with her and everything. So apparently the chain of events that happened was she came in, she pulled the same stuff, and my manager called her out on her crap and was like, no ma'am, you keep doing this, we're not going to keep falling for it, there's nothing we can do for you, either you pay your bill or your phone stays shut off. That's all we can do for you. So this woman calls the cops on us and says that we are scamming her out of money. So the cops come and, like, they pull up right as I'm walking into work. And she is, as soon as they pull up, she is out on the sidewalk screaming all of these things that we're doing to her. She's making stuff up. She's going crazy. So the cops, like, one of them comes in, and I know him because he comes in and he pays his bill with us. He has Cricket. He comes in once a month and pays his bill in cash. He refuses to sign up for auto bill pay for some reason, though it would save him money. And he comes in, he's super nice guy, really nice guy. Really quiet. But he comes in and he's just like, okay, ladies, so what's going on? And I have called the cops on, I believe, like 3 or 4 people. A lot of people, since it's a rich neighborhood, they'll go and they, like, look into cars and, like, break into them. Since I'm always outside vaping, I see all these things going on. I'm a very observant person. That's why I have so many damn story times. I observe people. I like watching people and studying them, and I don't know why. So anyway, like, I've called the cops on, like, 4 people, like, trying to break into cars and stuff. So this guy knows me. So he walks in and he's, like, talking to me because I usually always, like, help him and stuff, and he comes when I call them. But anyway, he comes and he asks me, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but this lady's crazy and I don't want her here anymore. And my manager's just like, oh, we can't do that. I know she's crazy, but, like, our company won't allow us unless she starts, like, threatening us to tell her not to come back here. Like, we can't do it. So anyway, like, some sort of chain of events happen where the cops are just like, okay, she's crazy. And they go back outside, they're talking to her, and then, like, next thing I know, she's just gone. I don't know where she went. We did not see her walk to her car. Like, her car was just gone within, like, a couple of seconds. I don't know what happened there. The cops didn't come back in and tell us anything, but, like, I had walked to the back and put my stuff up and then came back out, and then everything was gone, and, like, even my manager and coworker didn't know, like, where they went. And, like, I don't know, they just left. But my manager had told, or no, the cop had told my manager, we told her not to come back here anymore, but it wasn't, like, written or anything. We didn't tell her it'd be criminal trespassing. We just advised that she didn't come back here. So that's the part that I kind of found out today. So anyway, so that's that. She disappeared. Cops told her not to come back. So now, fast forward to last Sunday. She comes in. And I'm just like, I thought the cops told you not to come back here. What are you doing here? So she comes in and she's just like, yeah, I need to make a bridge payment. And I'm like, ha! Why? So I'm just like, you know, I'm running low on story time, so let's go for it. Now, 100% of my story times are 1,000% true. I don't make any of this crap up. I couldn't make any of this crap up. Well, fun fact about me, I am not creative at all. Any of my creative ideas come from real life events that are 100% true, or my boyfriend. And none of my story times are made up. So I'm just like, whatever, we'll get a story time out of this. Let's go for it. So she comes in. She says, I want to make a bridge payment. I make her bridge payment. She's yep about how she needs to hurry up and leave, and oh, I gotta do this and I gotta do that, and I really gotta go to the bathroom. So I do her bridge payment. I explained to her again how this works. And I tell her, ma'am, you will have to come back in next Sunday and make the rest of the payment. This is how much it will be. I even wrote it on the damn receipt. Handed it to her. Told her, have a nice day. She still continues to stand there for another 5 minutes and talk about how she needs to hurry up and leave. She then raises her voice at me and goes, ma'am, I really need to leave. Can we hurry this up? And I was like, ma'am, we're already done. I gave you your receipt 5 minutes ago and told you that we were done. And she goes, well, I really need to go to the restroom. I was like, we don't have a public bathroom, I'm sorry. She's like, well, then where am I supposed to go? And she's done this multiple times that she's been in there. And I always tell her, Panda Express, because it's the closest walk to the closest bathroom. The H-E-B, the grocery store next door, their bathroom is like constantly changing locations somehow. I don't know how they have the money to keep moving their freaking restroom. And I don't know if PetSmart has a local or public restroom. So I told her Panda Express because they do. So anyway, or at least I think they do. I don't know. That could be the reasoning for this next part of the story. So today, after she finally leaves that last Sunday and goes to Panda Express. So not today. Last Sunday. She goes to Panda Express. I'm literally sitting there making a video about her, and I see 2 cop cars come speeding through the parking lot. No joke. Speeding through the parking lot and pull up to Panda Express after I just sent her over there. I watched her car go over there to Panda Express. I watched her walk in. I knew what she was wearing. I see her go into Panda Express. I go to the bathroom. I come back. Her car's still sitting there. Cops come speeding up as I'm making a freaking video about her. So I'm just like, whoa, what the hell? I sit there and watch for a little bit because I'm like, what did this crazy lady do now? So I'm sitting there watching and everything. And I see a woman wearing the same shirt that she was get dragged out of Panda Express in handcuffs and get thrown into a cop car. Cops go off. I keep watching Panda Express to see if anybody else. I got bad vision. I can see the color and the hair color and everything. It was the same as what she was wearing. I keep watching Panda Express, but this is close to closing time, so I didn't get to watch Panda Express for very long to see if her car ever left. But if she was in a hurry, she wouldn't have stayed at Panda Express for as long as it took from that point until I left, and the car was still there. You'd think if she got arrested, they would have, towed her car or something, but I don't know. Her car was still there, and I know her car because I've dealt with her so many damn times. So fast forward to today. She calls, and she's like, yes, ma'am, so, I made a bridge payment last Sunday. She finally admits to making a bridge payment. She's like, yeah, I made a bridge payment last Sunday with the girl that was there, but it's, you close at 6, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it in. So this is at 5:15 p.m. We close at 6. She's got 45 minutes. And she was like, you close at 6, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it on time. What are the other ways that I can pay my bill? And so I was just like, okay, well, I listed off all the ways. I was like, you can go get a prepaid card. If you have a card, you can pay it that way. Blah, blah, blah. And she was just like, okay, well, I'll just have to try to make it there on time. I was like, okay. So I hang up. She calls me back. And, oh, she had asked me before, well, the first time she called, she asked me how much she owed. And I said, I'm sorry, ma'am, I don't know for sure. I can't look up your account over the phone because the company doesn't allow that. You would have to call 611 and get them to tell you. Or if you call 611, the automated thing will tell you. So she calls 611. And they tell her she owes $60. That's how much she owes. She calls me back and she goes, they just told me that I owe $60, but I've already paid $30. So I should only owe $50. And I was just like, no ma'am, you made a bridge payment. So the extra $10 is the fee for the bridge payment. And she's just like, no. That's a scam. That's a freaking scam. And I'm like, ma'am, I explained this to you last Sunday. The extra $10 is the extension of a week. It's $5 per line. That's actually pretty damn reasonable. And she goes, no, this is a freaking scam. How dare y'all? Y'all are always constantly freaking scamming me. Why do y'all do this? Why do y'all do this? And I was like, ma'am, if you think we're scamming you, why do you keep coming back here? I have explained how a bridge payment works to you more times than I would like to. And she's like, no. This is a freaking scam. I'm calling the cops on you. And I was like, ma'am, you've already done that. And they did nothing for you because they know you're crazy. And she's just like, are you freaking kidding me? What? How dare you? She's like, me and the cops will be there in 20 minutes. Cops never showed up. She never showed up. If she did, it was after I left. I was out of there by 6:10. Neither of them ever showed up. I still don't know what she got in trouble for at Panda Express, but the chances are it could have been she walked in and demanded to use the restroom, and they told her to get the hell out. And she probably raised a scene, but she never came back in. There's a chance that she might show up tomorrow raising hell to the manager. I honestly hope she does. But unfortunately, my manager will not let us tell her she can't come to the store anymore unless she threatens us or causes a bigger scene than she already has. And the sad thing is, this isn't even the craziest customer I've dealt with. It's the most reoccurring customer I've dealt with. But there's one worse than her that I dealt with for about 3 hours. And I'll tell that story another time. I don't like telling that story because it makes me really angry. But I'll tell that story another time. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. Let me know if y'all want other extended, crazy customer story times. I know you'll probably do. I know that is how I have gotten my almost 100,000 followers on TikTok. Like, what? That is insane. I thank y'all all so much for following me and supporting me and being so awesome to me. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I will see y'all next time, and I'll see y'all on TikTok.